good morning. It's Wednesday, January 16th. I'm Marie Lagoria, your holistic health counselor, and today I wanted to share with you a green smoothie recipe. Some of you might be familiar with green smoothies. You might already be making them and drinking them. Some of you might have only heard of them and they scare you. And some of you might be like, what is that? Well, I want to assure you, for those of you that are afraid, there is nothing to be afraid of. Really quickly, I just want to go over with you 3 reasons why drinking a green smoothie is a great idea. First, we never get enough greens. You hear that, and it's so true. We would never be able to eat as many greens as you can as when you blend them. We want to consume dark leafy greens on a regular basis because they contain great amounts of calcium and vitamin C, which is really beneficial, the vitamin C, to our immune system, and the calcium we know that we need for strong, healthy bones. Calcium is absorbed much better through greens than pretty much any other form of food and supplementation that is out there. If you turn around the bottle of a lot of your multivitamins or your calcium supplement bottles, you're going to see something usually that says coral calcium, calcium carbonate. These are from shells or rocks, and we weren't made to consume shells and rocks. So knowing that, we were actually, created to get our nutrients and vitamins from our food. So it's really important that we try to get that from our greens. Also, when we blend our food, when we use a blender, whether it's a high-speed blender or a regular blender, it doesn't matter, it makes the food easier to digest because you've already broken it down some, as our digestive system is waking up with us first thing in the morning. It allows the food to be broken down so it doesn't have to work so hard. Does that make sense? And breakfast is really, really important. You don't have to eat it as soon as you wake up, but you don't want to go too long without having some sustenance in your body. Your body working from nothing is not a good idea. Third of all, it's fast. You can throw so many things into this blender. That's why I love raw foods in general. You can just chop, chop, chop and eat it. And that's really all you need to do. You don't have to stand at the stove. You don't have to wait. You don't have to waste time. You put it in, you push the button, you pour it in whatever you're going to drink it in, and you're done. So for me, I usually like to drink my green smoothies in like a jar, usually a mason jar. It'll do just fine. You can pour it into whatever container you want to. I suggest glass. Liquids in plastic are not usually a good idea. The reason for that is liquids are a drawer, so they draw out the toxins that are in the plastic, and it will leach into them after time, and those toxins are hormonal disruptors in our body, so we want to stay away from that. We want to keep our hormones as balanced as possible. I've got organic baby spinach that's going to go in. That's going to be our green for the day, and you can alternate your greens in your smoothie. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes I do kale, sometimes I do Swiss chard. I've done other greens as well. I've done some wild greens like dandelion. It's really up to you. I usually start with spinach, or I tell my clients spinach because it's a very mild flavor, and it's really going to take on whatever fruit and other things, other greens and whatever you put in there. So spinach is really fantastic for your smoothies, especially for you newbies starting out. Also, so I'm just going to start putting this into the blender. And I'm going to do 3 handfuls. Do you see this? Will you see how much goes in this blender? There's another one. And we'll do one more. That's a lot of spinach. If you had to eat that, I don't know if you'd be able to do it. Not everybody could. So that's a great way to get a whole bunch of greens into your day already, and then you don't have to really worry about it as you go on, and you can just have whatever size salad or other food that you want to, and you've got your calcium covered for the day. It's awesome. Next we're going to do just a cup of ice. Put in as much ice as you want. You can even skip the ice, although I like my smoothies a little bit cold. If you use any frozen fruit in yours, sometimes that's enough. I generally like to add a little bit of ice even with my frozen fruit, but it's your preference, doesn't matter. We're gonna do some raw almond milk that I made. If some of you saw my video on how to make almond milk a couple months back. I'm gonna do about a half a cup. If you didn't get a chance to see that video, do check that out. All right, I'm gonna pour that in there. Aiden, can you go get that button, please?
Yes.
Just talking to my son, he's turning something off for me. We are in my home, so you never know what's gonna happen. Bear with me. Now, for protein this morning, I am using, a lot of you might be asking, Marie, with all these vegetables and fruit, how do I get my protein? Well, there's a variety of different ways that you can do that. For me this morning, I'm going to use my favorite protein powder, and it's called Vega 1. It's actually from a company called Sequel, and I really, really love it because it's loaded with extra dehydrated greens, and there's some good probiotics in here, and there's a couple superfoods in here, and it combines 4 different plant proteins. I'll read them to you. It combines pea protein, sabi seed protein, that's also sacha inchi protein, hemp seed protein, and sprouted whole grain brown rice protein. So with that combination, that really gives you a long-lasting protein to get you through your morning. Anybody that is trying to lose weight, something you can consider is 2 smoothies like this a day for your meals, and then a healthy dinner, and if you need to, a healthy snack in between. If you're trying to maintain your weight, you can eat your 3 regular meals and add a smoothie as a snack, and that's going to provide a lot of extra calories for you, but they'll be healthy calories, and that's what we want. So I'm going to do 1 whole scoop. A scoop is enough. Get that in there. And I, being the crazy health counselor that I am, I like extra greens in my smoothie because, again, I just don't think we can get enough. So this is a product from Amazing Grass, and it's called Green Superfood and Raw Reserve. And I love it because the greens are still raw, so all the enzymes are intact, so it's going to aid with proper digestion. You're going to get some extra enzymes in here. It has a ton of green algae, which is really, really important for mineral content and calcium in our bodies. Also, there's some superfoods in here. I'll read them to you. We've got organic maca, organic burdock root, organic ginger, which is great for digestion, organic aloe vera, again, great for digestion and healing, and organic cayenne. Cayenne is an aid in blood pressure. It can also help a little bit with weight loss. Spicy foods can aid in that. And the maca is really, really neat. I might do another superfood video to go a little bit more in depth, but if you are not, if you're not pregnant, maca is a great herb, and you're an older teenager or an adult. Maca is a great herb to have in your regular rotation, and they say that because it's in a class of adaptogenic herbs, and this particular one is a hormonal balancer. And ladies, men too, but ladies, you know we need help balancing those hormones, and there's so many different things that can cause them to be off kilter, so maca can really help with that, and it's also a great boost to energy. So we're gonna do a tablespoon, and there's also over 25 billion, I think it's 25 billion, yes, probiotics in here. I will do another video about gut health, and I have prior posts about gut health as well, and how detrimental that good probiotics are in our system on a regular basis. So this adds that to that, and you get that in here. All right, so I've got my tablespoon, and I'm going to dump it in there. And now we're going to blend. We're really didn't take long at all. In fact, it took longer to talk to you. Generally, I just throw the stuff in there, push the button, and I'm done. So anybody that says they don't have time to make a smoothie in the morning, I don't believe you. You ready? And it's finished. So I'm going to take the lid off, and I am going to pour it in here. And also, I forgot to mention, some of you might be wondering, Marie, what are you sweetening that with? In the protein powder, there is already stevia, so it already makes it naturally sweet for me. I don't have to add any fruit to this. If you want to add some berries for flavor and color, that's fine. If you want to throw an extra banana, a banana in there for sweetness, you can definitely do that. I am personally staying away from bananas right now, so the stevia makes it sweet enough for me. This is breakfast. I hope you'll try it. Let me know different variations that you come up with, and if you have any questions, just list them below the video. Thank you so much for being with me today. Have a blessed week.